know, I never thought I'd get scammed once, like ever in my life. But instead, I got scammed twice. And you might think, Jada, you're a smart girl. How'd that happen? Well, one time it's not my fault. It wasn't my fault. But the other time, I was desperate. What happened was, ow, my neck. Okay, so the first time I got scammed, I was driving a 2007 Pontiac, and this was back in like 2019. It started dying. Like, I took it to the auto shop so many times, and they just like couldn't figure out why the battery was dying every single day. And I would even drive it around for like an hour or two, and this was in the winter time too, so you know, like when it's cold outside, you have to drive your car to make sure that the battery doesn't die on you. So that's what I did. And then by the morning, and I would do this at like 9 p.m. but by the morning it would be dead anyway. So then I would have to take a Lyft or an Uber to work every day, and it was basically like I was paying to go to work. I was so salty. I was depressed. I was getting so sad. I was like, I'm literally paying to go to work. What else was I gonna say? I always forget to do eyeshadow first. It's because I'm recording. It's because you're making me shy. So I'm like losing my train of thought. Anyway, just a little backstory. Back in like 2016, 2017, I had this friend group. So I'm from Dayton, Ohio, but I went to school at Ohio University. And so every time there was like a break, I would hang out with this group of people. It would be like 4 guys, 5 girls. We hung out like every summer, every winter break, and like things would happen. For example, like a couple of the guy friends, they got held up at gunpoint and got robbed. Like the girls, we were in one car, and then the guys were going to the other car, and then a guy came up with a gun to the guys, and then the guys like ran over to us. It was like, oh, they got a gun, go, go, go. And then so we were driving around. It's like the boys, like they ran wherever they could run, so we had to like go and find them. And as we were getting each person, people were like freaking out, calling people. It was like very hectic, but like luckily no one got shot. Unfortunately, their PS4, I don't know, one of their PlayStations got stolen. Whatever they had was stolen. So that's like one example of like, as a group, we were in like a very crazy situation. We had some good times. I miss them as a group. Davion was like the most, I think, reasonable out of the group. Yeah, I trusted Davion with my life basically, and so he like reached out to me on Snapchat, like, how you been, da da da, and I was like, oh, I've been good, how have you been, and you know, just like trying to catch up. And so he was like, yeah, my uncle helps run Snapchat, not Snapchat, Cash App, and he was like doing this thing where he adds like an extra 0 to whatever amount of money that you put into Cash App. I know, I know, it already sounds stupid as hell, but I was so desperate. I had no money. I had no money. Okay, again, I trust Davion with my life. I was like, if somebody was to put me on to something, it would be him. That's why I like went for it. I also, at the time, I kept seeing like the Cash App account like on Twitter posting giveaways, so I was like, they really do be giving away money, so like maybe this is one of those times. And so I went for it. I sent over $300. And he was like, oh, send me the code that you get so I can like verify that we got the same numbers going on here. And so I gave him the code, and it was from Snapchat, not Snapchat. It was from Cash App, because I've gotten texts from Cash App before, so I was like, okay, like this is legit, da da da. And then so I sent the money over, and then I just like went over to Instagram, and I saw Davion posted a story, and I haven't like really watched any of his stories in a while, so I was like, oh, I'll take a look. And and he was like, I got hacked. This was literally less than a minute after I sent the money that I saw this Instagram story, and my heart dropped because $300 was like all I had left. So I ran to Cash App to try to like get that money back, but it was gone. It was over. It was done for. I was so desperate, man. So yeah, that was the first time I got scammed. So the second time was not my fault. Like, everybody and their mom and their cousin and their sister and their brother and everyone that they knew, that I knew, has used Facebook Marketplace to get like the cutest furniture in existence for the cheapest price. So I was like, you know what, let me check out Facebook Marketplace for a TV stand. And I saw this like super cute, like mid, is it called mid, what is it called, mid 20th century TV stand? I feel like it was called something like that. And so I wanted it because it was just so cute, like, it's so unique. So I was like, this is the one I want. But I had to work the day they were available to make the exchange, and they wanted to meet in like, and they wanted to meet in this parking lot, and they were like, oh, is cash okay? And I was like, yeah, that's fine. So I got Cole to go and meet up with them, and he did, and he had cash, and he gave it to them, and they gave him like the TV stand, but it wasn't put together yet. It was still in a box. When I got home, we were trying to start building it, and then we realized it was only half of a TV stand. Like, I was like, did they not give you a second box? And he was like, no, they only gave him one box. So we paid for half TV stand. I'm sure they got somebody else with that bullshit, but again, it wasn't my fault. I think that one, it was just like not my fault. Like, I swear it was like how was I supposed to know that people could scam that? I don't know. Am I dumb? I'm gullible, huh? And I told my friends, and they were just like, I never had that happen to me. Well, I don't know. It's like after you get scammed, you realize like, oh, maybe like I could have prevented this. Like, if the TV stand was the TV stand should have already been built. But it's like they told me like they didn't build it. I don't know. Yeah, they already told me that it wasn't built, it was brand new, like in the box still. So I'm gonna expect a box, like at least one. Like I'm not thinking that it would take 2 boxes, because I've never seen this TV stand before. And also, I wasn't there to verify. But it's like, if people straight up meet up with you in person and you're scamming, like, if I see you again, it's on. Like, if I see you again, we're fighting. Scamming is rough, bro. When you're desperate, it's really like all thought goes out the window. I don't know if y'all ever been desperate like that. And I hope y'all never get to that place. But yeah, ever since that, I don't have Cash App anymore. And it's so funny because I really feel like there's a separation between Cash App users and Venmo users. Like back in college, it was like all the black people used Cash App, all the white people used Venmo. And so the day that I got scammed and like couldn't get back into my Cash App, I like have not used Cash App, and I feel like I'm so out of the black community because I don't have Cash App anymore. It really is not that deep, but I just be feeling out because I only have Venmo now. No more Cash App because I got scammed. I like to look at what's on Facebook Marketplace, but I don't think, well, I did have one success. Like, I got this really big rug for like $60, which is so cheap for a rug. Rugs be freaking $500 for like 5 feet and 3 feet, 5 by 3 feet. Getting scammed like once is crazy, but like multiple times, like I felt like a fucking idiot. I still do. Oh my god, but one of the times was not my fault. I swear it was not my fault. Like, how was I supposed to know? Everybody was not getting scammed. Nobody ran into the scam but me. Like, so I know better because it happened before. Get scammed when you're desperate. It's like, I'm already down bad. Like, why are you making it worse? Like, I already didn't have no money and now you took every cent that I have. Like, how dare you? But yeah, like, it wasn't Davion after all. I should have known, but I don't know. He was responding. He was responding like he cared. It was like, at the time he was working at Chipotle, so I was like, oh, like, how's it working at Chipotle? Blah, blah, blah. Like, I gave him the information to use later, and I was just trying to be a good friend and ask how he was and see if any life changes happened, and he was responding accordingly. So I fell for that shit. I fell for it. I fell for it. I fell for it. I fell for it. Oh my god, I fell for it. I mean, anybody can get got. Anybody. You, me, everybody. Today I'm gonna do an eyeshadow look with the Jackie Aina palette. It's also a collaboration with Anastasia, Beverly Hills. And this is the palette I'm gonna use today. So I think I'm going to take, Credit is usually like too dark of a brown. I'm going for like a daytime look because I have work in a little bit. So I'm gonna take Ginger, actually. It's this lighter brown shade, and put that on my eyes. So yeah, I like to take the fluffy end and kind of like do it like that. And blend it, blend. I feel like I got scammed one more time, but I don't remember. I mean, how do you keep track of being scammed so many times, you know? And every time I tell this story, like every time I tell these stories of being scammed, like I realize how stupid it is after the fact. But it's like when you are desperate, I feel like you gotta be honest. Or maybe you've never been desperate, I don't know. Maybe, I mean, good for you. Good for you for not being desperate. I was down so bad, man. I loved my Pontiac, but she was getting on my last nerves at the end. At the end of her life. Ooh, she was pissing me off. And then we're gonna take Trust Issues right here, which is exactly what I ended up having after being scammed multiple times. And we're just gonna put that right here. Right here. And I'm gonna spread it all around. And I'm gonna spread it to the front. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I did not plug the mic in. Okay, so these are the scams that I've heard of. So another one is like they try to ask if they could use your picture for a mural, and then they're gonna send you a cut because they are using your likeness. That's just stupid. Don't fall for it, kids. Another one, my friend, she had an iPhone that she wanted to sell, and I can't remember what country in Africa that they wanted her to send it to, but she sent it, and I think she got paid, but then the money bounced. But she already sent that iPhone over, so that shit was long gone, never seen again. Very, very unfortunate. And yeah, this is just like a shimmery, cute look. Like, it's definitely low-key glam. It's giving glam for every day. Yeah. And then I'm going to go on with my Baddies Vending lashes in the style Daydream. Oh yeah, so I got married in July, and I've been wanting to sell my wedding dress. And again, everybody's like, Facebook Marketplace is where you need to sell it, like blah blah blah. And so I put it up there, and you know, immediately I got like 3-4 message requests like, oh, is this still available? Like, oh, where would you want to meet to, you know, exchange this dress, blah 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 blah. And I was like, oh wow, this is amazing. Like, I'm already getting multiple requests. Every single one was a scam. Every single one was a scammer. I'm like, huh? I was doing a first come first serve situation, and this lady was like, oh yeah, I will send you Venmo right now. And I was like, okay, cool. She was sending me the money, and then she was like, oh, did you get it? And I was like, no, I didn't. And then she was like, oh, you should probably check your email for the confirmation. I checked my email, there was no confirmation. And then she was like, oh, check your junk mail, it's probably in the junk mail. So I was like, I have gotten messages from Venmo in the past, and it goes to my regular email. Why would it go to junk all of a sudden? So I went to junk mail anyway, because she asked me to. And yeah, there was this message from Venmo. It was like, oh, due to the money being over like $500, we have to verify this amount of money, or blah blah blah. But there was typos, and I was just like, I have worked for companies that literally go over like phishing scams and like what to look for. So first thing is typos, and then so I like relayed the information. I really felt like something was off, because I was like, $500, I feel like it was more than that you could send through Venmo. So I looked it up, and I gotta re-verify this, but I'm pretty sure it's like you can send $1,000 without them stopping you from sending that money. So I was like, okay, this is red flag number 2. And then I also checked, where did the email come from? Like, what is the email address? And it was not Venmo. It was not a Venmo email. It was ABC 123,000 5G XL PYT at AOL.com. I was like, okay, this is a scam account. Like, this is not real. And I did all this after she was like, oh, if I send you $1,000, will you send me back $400? And that is what they always do. They like want you to send them money back. Like, they'll give you extra, but you're gonna have to send them back some money. Yeah, so I was just like, let me really dig into this email that was sent to me through junk. See, I was in my right mind. I wasn't desperate to sell this dress. I like wasn't desperate for this money, so I caught it immediately. But it's so interesting, like, I feel like things happen to me that really change my perspective on stuff. Like, I understand why people get scammed now after I've been scammed, but before I was like, how does that happen to you? Like, you're too smart to get scammed. Like, it's so obvious it's a scam, but literally anybody can get got if the circumstances call for it, I feel. Sometimes I'd be like, oh, this is like God looking out for me. God knew I was struggling right now, so he sent me somebody who will help my financial situation. Like, no girl, it's a scam. Have you ever tried to manifest money? Yeah. This is one of those times where it's not real, girl. It's a scam. But yeah, last is gonna be the lips. And I'm taking the Too Faced lip injection, which is my fave because it smells like maple syrup. Yeah, stay safe out there, kids, because not even kids though. Like, I was freaking 22, 23. Got scammed. Anybody can get got. That's the motto for real. Anybody can get got. Stay safe out there, because the scammers are coming. So I also had a podcast with my best friends, and we did an episode about scams. Turns out that people in our age range, like, I think it was like 18 to 30, or maybe even less than that. It was kind of like Zillennials, Gen Z-ish, more age range is more likely to get scammed than other age groups because we're on the internet so much. And the internet is like a breeding ground for scammers. Thank you so much for watching. If you're a scammer, do not come in my inbox. I will freaking know. I know now. I know who you are. I know what you're doing. I've learned my lesson a couple times. Even if it took a couple times for me to learn it, I learned it. I feel like now scammers are really gonna come for me because it worked before. My leg's falling asleep. My leg's falling asleep. Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna end this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already. I wish you all the best. Don't get scammed, and be extra vigilant if you are in a desperate time in your life for finances, for money. Be extra vigilant in that time. I wish you all the best. Bye.
Hey, Sharks, talk me. Yeah. Girl, what you doing to my brain? Whatever it is makes me go insane.